Flosstube.
Hi.
I'm Laura.
I'm Joe.
Welcome to the Slovak Farm.
The technical difficulties
Where
love
we
us
talk-
farm.
We're talking about our stitching. Broke my tripod.
By using it.
Look, it was a $5 tripod off of Amazon. The fact that it has lasted as long as it has.
Well, Vic was still using part of his old phone.
We technically still have it in the clip, because there's a clip that goes on this end that holds the phone. We technically still have it in the clip to hold it into the stitchy stand. Missed the garbage. Happy Monday, y'all. Today is Monday, July 29th. It's actually afternoon because we both took the day off of work after getting home from West Virginia yesterday. It is currently 89 degrees. We came home to a heat wave. It's supposed to storm this evening. That's part of the other reason why I wanted to film early.
Okay.
Because last time it was kind of weird weather. We looked a little funky.
I can break it to you. I always look a little funky.
I always look a little funky. We went to West Virginia this weekend for his brother's wedding. We had a blast. I took more pictures of the scenery than I did of people.
Remember I keep telling you I loved it down there, how beautiful it was?
It was gorgeous down there. We had dinner with Cheryl from Tranquil Stitches and her hubby. And I didn't take a picture of us. I'm telling you. I'll put the pictures at the end. And there might be some video in there. I took more pictures of the scenery than people. And the quickest route from our hotel to his brother's house was the hill from you know where. It was like this. I'm not even kidding. It was like Cedar Point, eat your heart out. Because, holy crap. We're like, is there a road past this intersection? It says there's a road, but you can't see it until you're going down, and then you're going, oh my God.
I'm glad I was in my van and not my old, I used to drive a Dodge Neon, and I'm pretty sure I would have ripped the front bumper off that thing. It was so low to the ground to begin with.
Then we got the route around that. But there was no real route around the tunnel under the train tracks, which involved a stoplight because it was only single lane.
It probably predates cars. And then there was the other tunnel.
And then there was a tunnel to go from the hotel to the church and back.
Was it East River Mountain?
East River Mountain. You'll see it in the pictures because that one's labeled. The other tunnel you'll see in the picture is the tunnel under the train tracks to get to his brother's. There was a...
Thing is, I'm trying to figure out what was more nerve-wracking, the tunnel for her or me going up and over the mountain.
On the way back from the wedding, on the way home, on the way back to the hotel from the wedding, because the reception was at the hotel, the best man was late to the wedding because he got caught in traffic at the tunnel. And so we're like, well, so everybody was like, we're going to go up and over the mountain. And that was a bit nerve-wracking. I made a post on Instagram with some pictures. I said, the hills are absolutely everywhere because ain't nothing around here flat. Because ain't nothing around there flat.
Yeah! It's the middle of the Appalachian Mountains.
It is the Appalachian Mountains. So.
Do you know the town, the next town over, the one that my dad grew up? You remember what it's called, right?
Rocky Gap.
Yeah, because it's literally a gap in the mountains.
You know, hills and valleys. And it's the Appalachian Mountains. It's pretty, but ain't nothing flat. Nothing.
Good news is you can probably buy about 20 acres what you buy for a quarter of an acre here.
Yeah, because most of it you can't do anything with it.
You can create a nice barrier between you and your neighbor.
That is true.
Of woods, filled with black bears, and poisonous snakes, and cougars.
Well, thank you for that lovely visualization.
That's my kind of no trespassing sign.
That's a lovely view of me scratching my back. Alright, So that was our weekend.
It was a long weekend. It was fun.
We had fun, but it was long.
6 hours there, 6 hours back plus stopping.
Alright. Comments from last week's video.
Okay.
Are you ready? Bridget said, Bridget said her stitchy time is waiting at the BMV, the Bureau of Motor Vehicle, DMV.
Department of Motor Vehicles.
Department of Motor Vehicle. We call it the BMV around here.
Bureau of Motor Vehicles.
But she made 3 trips last week to the DMV because she goes with the bus driver trainees because she's a bus driver in Louisiana. Is that right, Bridget? I think that's where she lives, if I remember correctly. All these years, she's in my Facebook group, and that's how I know her. But she said that's her stitchy time anymore, and I feel sorry for her that she's got to sit at the BMV 3 times a week. At least she gets paid for it. I mean, she gets paid for it. I had a wonderful conversation with Covered in Cat Hair. I cannot remember your real name at this point. I know it. Because every time I see it on Stitch Mania, I'm like, she's covered in cat hair. I can't remember it, but anyways, we had a conversation about the episode of The Haunting I was talking about last week's episode, and being obsessed with paranormal and urban exploration and all of those fun things. Because I like those things. Lynn wants to know if you would find a hurricane entertaining if you actually had to sit through one. Like a real one. Not like...
I've been through a hurricane.
Like a category 1.
Still a hurricane!
I have learned in my obsession with weather.
And if it gets up to 3 or above, guess what my happy ass is doing?
Leaving.
You! It's either a really bad windstorm outside with a butt ton of rain, or I'm not home.
Yes.
When the wind speed starts turning trees into projectiles, I am not home.
And we have a weekend and a half until National Cross Stitch Retreat. Lynn says she may tap into the creativity for some of her upcoming challenges.
Am I getting bothered?
Yes, you are.
That figures.
She said she lives 30 minutes from the Chattahoochee River, too.
Dang.
She lives in Alabama. Alabama!
I never bothered looking up where it was. I just liked the song when I was a kid.
And Andrea found your comment about dead bodies in the water hilarious.
Which comment was
When I was talking about my plans and stitching on something you would find in the ocean. And I said I was going to do Santa House because there was trees and you find driftwood in the ocean. And you said you find dead bodies in the ocean too. She thought you were hilarious.
that? It's the truth.
And she knows her squirrelness. Hi, Heather!
Hi. Hi. Hi.
She loves the haircut. And wished us enjoyment at the wedding. She got text messaged often during the weekend. The group text. I sent them a picture of the tunnel and
Which one?
the track tunnel. I cannot repeat what my exact words were because it involved a curse word or two. It was fantastic. It was fantastic.
Could have been worse. brother could live on top of the mountain.
That's true.
Then it's all the way down. All the way back up. Ooh. It's bad enough his backyard is mountain.
I know. It's like you look out his back window and it's like
The wall.
mountain. There's like this much space. So that's comments for the week. Moving on. Whips. Joe has no whips.
I was busy.
Most of Joe's stitching time is on the weekends, and we were busy, so he didn't get much stitching in.
I didn't get any.
You didn't get any?
I thought I would get some stitching in. I brought my stitch with me. My family kept me busy from the time I woke up to the time I went back to bed.
I thought maybe you put a couple stitches in, but
Nope. I never got a chance. By the time we got home, by the time we got to a spot where we were done, I was done.
we were busy all weekend.
I had a lot of family I haven't seen in a while.
Why are you looking at us like that, puppy?
I'm in her spot.
I know. Okay, so we did Beach Week last week. I worked on Lady Liberty at some point. I'll show you that because I'm working on it in a little bit. Okay, I'm just going to start with the top piece. So the first thing was something you would find on a boardwalk shop. And I worked on my bakery because, you know, you'll find a bakery on the boardwalk.
Running easy.
The bakery is not the cover picture I have in here. It's sitting upstairs on my desk. So 106 stitches went into my bakery. So it was about 2 lines. That was it, because these are big, long lines. Suppose I should hold it still. So there's that. Something you would find in the ocean. We did Santa House form. Hold, please. Okay. Now that I have the project.
If I have to get up one more time, I'm bringing that whole thing and dropping it on your lap.
Mercy. So I did Tidy Modernist Santa House for something you would find in the ocean. Because, you know, we're going with trees, driftwood, sort of thing. Sorry, I have to put things away to keep things organized. That is just the way it is. I know some people are like, come on, move it along, but I'm good around here.
I do not feel like trying to scour this house if she doesn't do this.
And apparently oh, I know why I stopped mid-stitch. So I put in, here's my overall progress. Let me fold this. I put in the chairs and the back stitching around the table. And the reason this is dangling is because I realized as I was back stitching, I forgot this part of this chair. And that put me over 100 stitches. So I just stopped because I needed to move along. Yes, I realized I should have finished those stitches. It's going to get pulled out for this week's anyways, so it is what it is.
Did that thread fall off or did it get? Yeah, it's on the edge of the back. That was on the back of the project.
That's hanging off the back of the project.
You're welcome.
Welcome to my life. Thanks, honey. And then
I'm tired.
I stitched on for your favorite color. I stitched on my favorite color. I stitched on Ride Singing. I got this done. I'm getting this corner up here done. So the border is kind of split into quarters around each corner. So I'm kind of doing, so I'm going to finish up this border, this corner border, before I stitch on something else on here, because the border is going to be a bit tedious. And then there's like a secondary border around the outside. I suppose I could pull the pattern out and show you. That would probably be a smart idea. Geez, you think I never floss tubed before.
Be good to yourself.
So, as you can see, these two flowers face each other. These flowers face each other. So it makes corners, and then you have an outside thin border. My colors are a little bit darker than what she has called for because the lighter colors were just getting lost on my darker pink fabric. So that was that. I don't remember what I stitched on for my beach music, but I'm pretty sure we talked about that last week. Yes, it was, because that was with the Kenny Chesney comment. And after we filmed, I remembered who I said I don't like without a hat on. It's Tim McGraw. And so I actually was done with my beach week on like Wednesday. I know I did some of it last week. I probably repeated showing you what I worked on, but actually I know I didn't repeat showing you what I worked on because all of that I wrote down on my calendar as new progress from when we filmed. But I decided the easiest thing to stitch on in the car would be my July monthly on my project of my choosing, 1,000 stitches. So I decided to pull out Belle because I wanted to put in the tree limbs here, because it's easier to place Beast off of the tree limbs than off of Belle. Less counting. So there's where I got all of them done. Those tree limbs were 1,044 stitches. And I did not do my tree limbs in black. I did them in
Something.
Victorian Motto Something Wicked, which is what I was originally going to use for Beast. But I didn't want that harsh black on the outline. So I switched it up. I'm going to do Beast in something a little bit lighter, but still shadowy. So there's that. So then I just finished that last night. It took me all weekend to do 1,000 stitches. That tells you how busy we was.
She did most of that actually in the car. Say 4 out of the 6 hours you spent stitching?
I would
At least
say
on the way back. Probably like 3 on the way there.
we hit some traffic on the way down, so I kind of was manning holding the phones, trying to keep an eye on the phone and all of that in case it detoured it, because at the very end it did eventually detour us around because it was a long wait.
We didn't really need the GPS on the way back because it was real easy.
Yeah.
Take 2 turns, you're on the interstate, take the interstate all the way back to by my job.
Basically. So then when I got that all done, I decided I have one more monthly in my Daily 30 group to get done, and that is to stitch on something that has a summer drink ingredient in it. And I believe I talked about this in plans. Lady Liberty has strawberries around her flag. So that's what I'm stitching on. Please. I have the flag printed. I have my working copy of the flag stuck to my project because it's like literally just a little.
Oh, you told me to hold. Do you want me to stop holding?
You can let go, please. So, this is where we're at. There is white stitches in there on the stripes. I am hoping to get this done tonight. I have to Wednesday to finish it, but I do need to get to work on Slumber Party Week. And as far as my 24 hours of cross stitch July acrostic goes, I am technically done with all of the stitches for it, because you have to do a minimum of 120 stitches on each of your projects. I have that. My goal was to get to 480 stitches on each of my projects. I have 2 projects left to get that to. I don't know if I'm going to make it. I do have one of them earmarked for stitches in Slumber Party Week. I don't know. It doesn't really matter. It only matters to me. It only really matters to me. And there's that. So. And we got awarded our... What did we get awarded last night? Oh, we got awarded our tokens for Spa Week last night. And I have not looked. I will not lie. But they're pretty laid back, and as long as you can make good story work, they accept it. So, that's whips. 10 minutes of me talking about my whips.
Yeah, I know, it's pretty short this time.
We stopped at Kreinik because Parkersburg is at the state, the border between Ohio and West Virginia, at the top of 77 in West Virginia. We were headed to Bluefield, which is at the bottom of 77 in West Virginia. It was on the way. I don't know what I was expecting. I do know what I was expecting. I was expecting a store. But it's really not a store. I mean, you walk in and there's like, all kinds of pretty with Kreinik on the walls, and it's almost like, I think it's in an old house. And there's 2 little rooms and have all of their outlet stuff. I'll include those in the pictures from the trip. But it wasn't a whole lot spectacular. I mean, I probably wouldn't, make it a road trip destination. But we were driving through. I would say if we drive through again on a day when it's open, there's no use in. I mean, it's a nice stop. It's about halfway between us and Bluefield.
They made a good excuse to get lunch on the way back.
I mean, it was a nice stop. It was a stretch of the legs.
Over that is mine.
I'm getting there. That's yours. Show the people what you got.
Gotta get out of the package room without stabbing myself. That's important.
It is. We got more of those.
I like these tweezer scissors.
They are nice. I have 2 pair up by the sewing machine. They're nice to have for the sewing machine because they just, and then you.
What did I get the blue for again? Oh yeah, just because it's cool.
You got it because you liked it. Yeah, because I only got one spool of the other colors. So you got it because you liked it.
I have a plan for this. But I'm not going to share it because it's going to be a while until I get to it. I'm just getting this stuff now because I think it's cool. Oh, I plan on using this too with it.
Okay. So I got some marshmallow blending filament because I think that would look really cool with winter pieces and snow. And everybody's like, blending filament's such a pain in the butt. I don't think it's a pain in the butt. I don't really stitch on anything where one thread is the called for, so I think that's why I don't have the problem with tweeting fabrics or blending filaments. And then I got I'm not gonna tell you what I'm putting it in, but I'm pretty sure somebody's gonna guess. I mean, it is red, white, and blue. And then I also got this really cool stuff. Let me see if I can pull it loose. Do you see this? It looks like little beads. It's a cording that looks like beads. It's called facets. And they come in this thickness, which you can see is pretty, I mean, that's a pretty decent thickness. Or they have a thinner, I think they call it mini. They have a little bit of a different thickness. I thought this might be cool on like a ornament or small as like a beaded trim. I'm trying to put it back in there and it's not going. I'll just throw that in a thread tux bag then. So that's really all we got in Credit because that's really all there was. I mean, there was some other stuff that was cool, but nothing that really struck our fancy. So we got some metallics. And now I can say I've been to Krennic. I mean, like I said, I don't know what I was expecting, but, you know, it wasn't like bummer disappointment. It was still kind of cool to say, I went to Krennic. And then I was at the shop. I was at Just Stitching on Wednesday before we left because they do Wednesday afternoon stitching. And I decided I might as well go when I don't have PSR because I come home and I stitch. So why not go there and stitch and have a good time, right? And a good time was definitely had.
That looked good.
We had a good time. But part 6 of Jack Frost Tree Farm Fresh Pines came in, so I picked that up. And then somewhere in this house is a package of thread tux bags. Do you think I know where they're at? So I bought some more because I like these. These are good for all of my flosses. I've talked about them before. And then I don't have a whole lot of yellow flosses, so I picked up Crushed Pineapple. It's Classic Colorworks.
Crushed pineapple.
It's called Crushed Pineapple for Ride Forth. That's the yellow you saw in the flowers on the corners. And then I blame this one entirely on Letitia, the Crafty Curator. She showed this in her latest Flosstube update, and it is called Stitched Alphabets and Numbers by Felicity Hall. 120 contemporary designs for cross stitch and needlepoint. I mean, look at these alphabets. Aren't these cool? I ordered mine off Amazon. I think it was like $12. And it shows you how to finish them in different fashions. There's the cover alphabets. these numbers. This one. I like this black and white alphabet.
From the person who hates alphabet.
He is right. I claim to not like alphabets. I'm not an alphabet stitcher, but I do like these because they're big blocks. So you would stitch like your initials. Or you would stitch, you know, if they do have a name, a design name. Now those kind of alphabets, I don't have a problem with. It's just kind of like those circus letters. Those are the ones on the front.
Would you like to know what my smart butt would do with those?
What?
Make you an open sign.
But it's really neat. And I absolutely love. I like them. Those must be the wood block ones on the cover. But anyways. This is all the Crafty Curators' fault. That's it for haul.
Y'all.
I'm totally gonna leave that face in. The camera wouldn't start. Plans?
Not
Plans?
this weekend, but next weekend I plan on getting a butt ton of stitching done.
Next weekend we're gonna get a butt ton of stitching done. Next weekend is Nashville Retreat. That's all I'm gonna say about that. I get to see my friends. That's all. Hi. What am I gonna say about that?
You're gonna work on your county thingies. Boom, done.
I lost my piece of paper. I found my piece of paper. It's Slumber Party Week and Daily 30. So, our tasks are stitch on something that references our favorite sleepover food. I'm going to work on Santa House because it's got baked goods on it. And who doesn't love a cookie? We have to stitch on something that we can tie into a Julia Roberts movie. Something to talk about. The male lead in the movie, the male character, owns a horse boarding facility. Guess what I'm gonna work on?
Also, didn't she run away on a horse for a runaway bride?
I'm fairly certain she was on a horse during Runaway Bride too at some point.
Okay.
So, as we are pampering ourselves at the slumber party, we're supposed to stitch on something that is related to our favorite color or scent of candle. My favorite color is pink. So we're just going to do 200 stitches on Ride for Singing for 2 prompts.
I'm glad you didn't say the smell. Horses don't smell good. That'd be a very weird candle scent.
Horses don't smell good. I mean, flowers. I like flower smells mostly. There's flowers. I like most flowers, but not lavender. We're having a pillow fight, and we have to stitch on something with feathers on it. I don't have anything with feathers on it, so I'm gonna have to take penalty stitches on that.
Are there birds in? Aren't there birds in Belle? Aren't there birds in Santa House?
I don't think so. There's birds on some of my patterns on Main Street. I know there's at least one
You're welcome.
that has a bird on it because I already stitched the bird, so I'm going to make sure I can stitch on it. Because I just write notes to reference what they are. I'm going to go back on it and double check to see if I don't have to stitch on the feathers themselves. We're playing Truth or Dare. And we have to answer the question if we ever divulged a secret that we later regretted. If we take the truth option, which is to answer the question, we have to do 100 stitches and explain our answer. If we take the dare option, we have to do 200 stitches. And it doesn't have to be on anything specific, it can be on whatever project you like. And then we have 200 free stitches for the week.
You didn't say if you're going to do truth or dare.
Oh, I'm going to do truth because I'll tell you that because I don't regret telling it. There's nothing that I regret telling anybody. Because if you're going to get a secret that I would regret you telling somebody, I'm going to find out if you're trustworthy. So make sure you're trustworthy before that comes out of my mouth. And I forget what the free stitches question is. So I'll get to that next week. I haven't started on any of my stitching for this week's 2 weeks. It's 2 weeks of prompts because I'm trying to get my monthly stuff done. That's plans. I don't think we have any announcements this week.
Well,
We don't have any retreat news other than I'm going to put off doing a lot of retreat work until after we come back from Nashville because it's
That's
just been
enough.
busy. It's been busy and dealing with Nashville has been enough in itself. And I do have a shop update, which I will put at the end of this. But I'm going to go film it up in my craft room by myself. It's just, you're not going to see my face. And the pictures from West Virginia are going to be at the very end.
oh
before the
yeah,
credits, so-
my mom and brother both really, really, really liked what I made for them.
Yes, I got a picture of his mom, of him giving the gift to his mom. We didn't get a picture of him giving the gift to his brother because
Debacle, busy, my brother
Wedding,
can't sit
busy.
still. You couldn't get my brother to sit still if you super glued his butt to something,
I
because
was
he'd be
ready.
walking around with that thing attached to it. Right
duct tape him to a chair by the end of the night.
Hun? He'd be walking around swaddling with a chair on his butt.
He probably would have.
Or crawling. He would look like a four-chaired dinosaur or something.
It's like, what? Sit yourself down. Breathe.
Would you like to know what Laura's favorite phrase was this past weekend? At least you come by it honestly.
I said that an awful lot because it was very true. So that's our week.
Do we have a question?
What's the best vacation you've ever taken?
Sound good to me. I like going up to Put-in Bay
Good.
for a
Okay.
honeymoon. That was fun.
That was fun. I would have to say Gettysburg because I'm a Civil War nut.
Yeah, thank you.
I'm a Civil War nut. The bride had a corseted dress, and somebody kept making a comment of, "Could you imagine having to live your life like that every single day?" And I'm like, well, for a fact, they didn't actually pull them that tight unless they were going to a ball or a party to impress people. Day to day, they were just kind of pulled on and pulled tight enough, pulled to keep it up because they were your undergarments, but they weren't yanked so that you shoved everything up. Let's get real, people. That face. So what's your favorite vacation you've ever taken?
Oh, hi, bye.
Yeah, first say hi to all the new subscribers and welcome back to all of our returning subscribers. And if you're a new subscriber, you will quickly learn that's the normal.
We just need to film that and just have you edit it to the front of every video. Where it's just our name and the Slovak farm with pictures of us welcoming And it's the same thing every time. That way Laura doesn't have to keep... Then Laura forgets ads in the video.
I would.
Oh my god.
I would. I can't tell you how long. I know that this was probably going to be a long video because there's going to be pictures after shop update and before credits. So, we will bid you adieu.
Au revoir.
Have a fabulous week. Stitch all the stuff. Like the video, subscribe to the video, share the video, comment on the video, tell us what your favorite vacation was.
Bell notification to give me Bob.
All of that. And we will see you next week for our update video.
Bye.
Shop update. I've already done the rest of the video put together. It's already 40 minutes long without the pictures. So I'm going to make this quick. So new dies. I have 4 more that I'm still have to get on fabric and test and swatch it out. But this one is called Seafoam. And as you can see, I just did it on a big piece. And I've been playing with different dyeing techniques. I like what I've got with this. We can make it a little less mottled if that's what you want. But that's what Seafoam looks like. And it's pretty true to color on that picture. And then the other one that I've recently tested out is pink. It's not quite as bright as it's coming across, I promise. It's called Powder Pink. It is a darker pink. I think with playing with it a little bit, it might come across a little bit lighter. And yes, there are some lovely splotches going on in here. You know, that's part of the dye process. So those are 2 of the new fabrics we've got going. Like I said, I've got a couple others I've got to test out. I have bags. I have Game of Thrones fabric for all you Game of Thrones fans. So the inside of the big bag, as you can see, is the outside of the small bag, which is the inside of the... This is... Blech. Words are hard. As you can see, I just inverted them because I put them together, because I put the small one together wrong. So I just inverted them. As of right now, I can still get both of these fabrics. There are a couple other Game of Thrones fabric choices if you are a Game of Thrones fan and you want a Game of Thrones bag, but you're not thrilled with one or the other, with one or both of those fabrics. Just shoot me a message on one of the platforms linked below and we'll work on it. We can work that out. Then my other bags are the pink flamingos. So we have a 12 by 14 bag of pink flamingos and a 9 by 9 bag with pink flamingos. I can still get both of these fabrics. So if you want them, maybe this one on the outside, we can do that. Or if you want a different size. And I have one other flamingo fabric. Forgive the mess. Probably will cut that out. I have this flamingo fabric also, which we can combined with one of those, if you like. As of checking, I can still get all of these fabrics. There are a couple more options for types of fabrics with flamingos or Game of Thrones if you're interested in that. Just contact me. I'm working on putting together some more bags, but not sure when I'm going to get them done. So that's it for the shop update. Enjoy the pictures. If you don't stick around for the pictures, well, even if you do stick around for the pictures, I don't talk again. So enjoy your week. Bye.
She was beautiful tonight.